Hello. Recently I was demonstrating this, a JVC Digital S, later renamed as D9, professional video recorder. But at the time I didn't have a tape. Well, I do now, so let's demonstrate it some more. Okay, here's the tape. Looks a lot like a conventional VHS tape, maybe slightly curvier edges, and it has some extra ident holes at this edge, which is what I think tells it that it's a Digital S or D9 tape. Right, let's power up the machine. Now, I've not tried this, so this is going to be a revelation for us both. Well, it sounds like it's laced up. If I press... oh yes, it has time coding on there. Now, when I last demonstrated one of these, I didn't have it set up on a monitor properly. I do now. Okay, so it's only connected to this monitor by composite video, but it'll be good enough. So let's just press play on the machine and see what happens. Okay, it's playing with a black screen. I hope more than that happens. Let's look around on the tape a little bit more. Rewind. Oh, we have something. Press play. Okay, so we have a logo of some sort, and that seems to be playing fine. That was very short, though. It's playing there with the servo light lit and channel condition green, so it seems to be playing fine. Okay, that seems to be working fine. Next thing I'd like to try is DV. So we have a DV connection, unfortunately not an SDI on this one. I'm going to put DV connection into this computer, being super careful to plug it the right way around. That should have detected that DV connection. What went wrong then? That's a fail. That should have worked. Last time, when I tried that briefly the other day, it was able to detect that a JVC device had been plugged in, but it's not now. Maybe the other end's come loose. Okay, I think that was the problem. I refitted the small end of the DV connector, and I've got an old version of Pinnacle Studio on this particular computer. So now it should allow us to capture source from the JVC. It hasn't detected it. I'll restart the software. Okay, so now it's detected JVC DV device as the capture. Now what I don't know is whether it can start the machine. That would be interesting to try. I've told it to capture and nothing's happening, so it seems that I have to manually press the start button on the machine. Hit play on the machine because it didn't start automatically. And it aborts. Ah, but look, there's a picture there. Start capture. Oh. Doesn't appear to be capturing properly on this software. Okay, I'm trying to capture now with WinDV. A very old piece of software, but handy for this sort of thing. Good. Let's see if that's worked. Okay, let's see if that captured anything. Yes. It's clearly originally an analog recording because it has a head switching noise at the bottom. But it proves that the system works. Here are the ident holes that tell the machine it's a Digital S or D9 tape. Okay, well, we've demonstrated the Digital S or D9 from JVC working. Next is to see if we can sort out this EV-S550 with a power supply problem. Here we have the power supply for the Sony EV-S550E Video8 deck. I've replaced a great many of the capacitors that were in there. Many of those were open circuit or extremely smelly and leaky and horrible. And they'd left a certain amount of residue on the board, so I had to strip it out of this cage and drop it into my ultrasonic tank, which did a really good job of cleaning it up. There's a bit of marking on the back, but all in all I think that's pretty good. So we can fit that back in the machine and see if it works. Okay, the power supply is refitted. Let's see if the machine works at all or works any better. Wish me luck. Powering up on the isolation transformer now. Okay, switch it on. I think the display is a little bit brighter. I've got quite a lot of lights in here, but that does look a little brighter to me. Let's see if it accepts the tape properly now. Good, it didn't stall the head that time. Let's see if we can play a tape. Here it goes. You seem to have sound, but no picture. Try picture search. Doesn't make a great noise when fast forwarding. It's unusual to get what appears to be good stereo sound and no picture, because if the heads were clogged on an 8mm machine you wouldn't get sound. So head clog is not likely to be the cause. Freeze frame. It's always worth trying freeze frame because it cuts out some of the servos. It's making intermittent noise, but that could just be head bearings or similar. Try rewind. Let's check eject. That wasn't right. It didn't fully eject properly. That went wrong in eject. It didn't retract the tape properly, and it's left the look at it. It's left the pinch roller way too high. That should have been pulled back by this guide, which was just in the wrong place then. Ah, that's a high 8 tape. It wouldn't be able to play that, would it? It's a Video8 machine. But something's gone wrong with that mechanism. I will go and get a Video8 tape for it in a moment, but first I want to see if it can lace and unlace properly. No, there's a problem now. This guide is not engaged properly with whatever's supposed to be driving it underneath the deck. So when I put a tape in, it doesn't lace up on one side. Let me show you. Only lacing on that side. It won't like that. So this is not right at all. This guide is all slopping about here. If you can see that. This guide here shouldn't be doing that. So I have to take the deck out and have a look at the mechanism as it drives the arms. It's obviously become disconnected or something's broken. Switch it off. I don't suppose I can get to the deck from underneath, but I'll have a look. Okay, we're looking at the underside of the deck now. So this is the front of the deck, and we should be able to just about see the two loading arms. So the one that's playing up is the right hand side from the top. Can't really see a lot of it. So I believe these two cam gears here drive the loading arms. So these two cam gears have to be lined up so that this hole here lines up with this hole here. The cam's cracked. Look. Get a closer look at that. Can you see here? The cam is cracked, which has probably allowed the pin which drives the loading arm to pop out of place. So I could take this assembly off here and then take the cam off and have a look underneath, but I think it's going to be all bad news. The problem actually was that there's a pin right here, which I doubt you can see, but right there, oh you can see it, which goes down and connects to the arm which slides the guide along, and that had slipped out, so I've pushed it back into place, but it does beg the question, why did it fall out, and is it going to fall out again? But right now it's in place, so let's just see if the mechanism works. Put a tape in. No, that's not lacing up, is it? So I've done something wrong when I tried to reassemble that. Underneath this cam there's an arm assembly that pushes on the guide and takes it into place, and it's gone out of alignment somewhere. So even though these two gears are still correctly lined up with each other, there's a problem with the loading arm underneath there. I don't think I'm ever going to get that back into one place. So unfortunately I think I'm going to have to write this machine off. It's beyond my abilities to fix. Maybe somebody like 12 volt vids who's Sony trained would know what's going on here, but I don't, and it's getting to the point of not being worth spending so much time on, unfortunately. Oh dear, it didn't go so well for the Sony EV-S550. You know, there's a possibility I can get it fixed if I can get some expert advice on that, but it's non-trivial. And there was also the issue of why there was no picture. I know I was playing a high 8 tape rather than video 8, but I should have got a bad picture. I didn't get any, so there could be a separate problem there. And with being only a video 8, not a high 8 deck, and no TBC included, and no PCM digital audio, even though it's a lovely little machine, I think we've come to the end of the line on this one. I can't spend huge amounts of time trying to repair it. So, never mind. Please remember to like, share and especially subscribe, and I'll do a lot more content on audio and video technology in the near future. Bye for now.